managing.
Chief, could you have somebody come down here and escort Ms. Massey out?
Really, is that necessary?
Chamber? Yes, I think
in front
it
of
is.
my 10-year-old daughter, you're going to escort me out for expressing my First Amendment rights.
She can go with you.
I'm not leaving.
Come out with me now before you get arrested. You understand?
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Why am I being detained? Under what charges?
Another crazy town hall meeting. A resident is attempting to speak out against the city's attorney, was silenced by this mayor from Sunrise, Arizona, who ordered her removal from this public meeting for allegedly violating the meeting's rules, leading to a confrontation about the First Amendment rights. I'm just going to show this whole clip. It's 5 minutes. We'll watch the entire thing, and then we will react after the clip. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Okay. We had Miss Massey wanted to do the call to public.
Am I the only one?
Yeah.
So I'm going to take this time. I know you guys need to go into E-session, so out of respect for that. The item that I had requested to speak on earlier was during the consent agenda, item number 6, as it pertains to the contract of employment for the city attorney. So I'm going to start this off with, in the contractual agreement with Mr. Robert Wingo, there is a stipulation that says he can renegotiate his pay rate for an exceptional job. Cambridge University defines exceptional as something that is much greater than usual, especially in skill, intelligence, quality, etc., i.e. what is not expected of somebody in a role. And I have concerns with allocating more funds to him specifically for a few different reasons. Point number 1 is, according to an article that was published in the Surprise Independent just shy of 12 months ago by Jason Stone, the city attorney is the second highest paid individual in the entirety of the City of Surprise employees. And at that time, he was listed at making about $266,000 annually. Where this becomes important is he is 11th overall in the entire state, and he actually only makes $10,000. Again, at the time of the article was printed, less than the attorney in Scottsdale. And Scottsdale has about 100,000 people larger than what Surprise covers. Recent months have uncovered numerous violations or alleged violations in blatant disregard, I would say, for not only the Arizona revised statutes, the state bar rules of professional conduct, but also the Arizona state constitution and the Bill of Rights at the federal level. Title 16, I won't rehash everything, but we are all too well and familiar with what took place during the election season and the violations thereof. City clerk is our elections officer. Nothing was done with the violations, and the city attorney did nothing as far as that. Title 9 and 38 have conflict of interest pieces of information, and it was deemed that there was a conflict of interest. Title 39, there are numerous public records requests that I have open right now that are, quote, pending legal review that I am entitled to request.
I've got to interrupt you here because...
Okay, are you going to stop the timer?
This is the public meeting forum that you agree to when you speak, and I want to read this to you, that there are oral communications during the city council meeting may not be used to lodge charges or complaints against any employee of the city or members of the body, regardless of whether such person is identified in the presentation by the name or by any other reference that tends to identify him or her.
That's all fine, well and good, but that's a violation of my First Amendment rights.
Yeah, so that's, well, this is your warning, okay?
A warning for what?
A warning for attacking the city attorney personally.
This is all factual information.
It doesn't matter.
You're violating my First Amendment rights.
This is what you agreed to when you first speaking. This is the form.
It is unconstitutional, Mayor Hall.
Well, it's not unconstitutional.
It is.
And if you're
the Supreme Court has upheld. I could get up here and I could swear at you for 3 straight minutes, and it is protected speech by the Supreme Court. It is.
No, you can't.
Why don't you look at case law?
No, you can't.
I can.
So if you want to be
also the chair is engaged in debate. So point of order.
Do you want to be escorted out of here? Do you want to be escorted out of here?
You're violating my First Amendment rights.
Talking.
You are violating my First Amendment rights.
That's your opinion.
It's not a matter of opinion.
Do you want to be escorted out, Ms. Massey? Because that's what's going to happen. And it's going to happen in the future also. Anytime you attack
That's why you change the rules.
Or any
That's why you change the rules.
This has been on the back of this form
I understand,
all the
Mayor
time.
Hall, but that is completely unconstitutional.
No, it's
You're
not.
also engaging in debate, and so you should actually be
Anyway,
yielding the floor to somebody else
okay,
managing.
Chief, could you have somebody come down here and escort Ms. Massey out
Really,
of
is
this
that necessary?
chamber? Yes, I
In
think
front
it
of my
is.
10-year-old daughter, you're going to escort me
That's
out
fine.
for expressing my
She
First
can go
Amendment
with you.
rights.
She can go with you.
I'm not leaving.
Well,
I need you to sit down with me.
I'm expressing my first. Do not touch me. Do not put your hands on me.
I need you to sit down with me. right
Do
now.
not put your hands on me.
Come on out.
Do not put your hands on me.
Come out with me now before you get arrested. Do you understand?
Are you detaining me?
Yes. Do you understand?
Why am I being detained? Under what charges? Under what charges?
okay, so
Hey, I have personal property.
Hold on.
You cannot touch me.
yeah, I know. She can go out there. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to go into E-session.
Motion to go into E-session?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. We're going into E-session.
So the mayor of Surprise, Arizona had this constituent arrested during this city council meeting for bringing up some important points about the city attorney. But apparently for her, she violated meeting rules about attacking a city attorney when she only brought up factual issues about the city attorney. I didn't hear any kind of personal attacks, but clearly this mayor must know the city attorney personally and did not appreciate it. And the most messed up part about it is, as this resident was getting her rights violated, the city attorney was present at the meeting and didn't do anything about it. What happened in Surprise, Arizona recently should make anyone sit up and pay attention. During this public meeting, a resident, Miss Massey, tried to voice her concerns about the city attorney, legit concerns about the city attorney. But instead of being heard, she was shut down by Mayor Hall and forcibly removed from the meeting. This is a clear example of how those in power can abuse their authority to silence anyone who dares to question them. Let's break this down. Public meetings are supposed to be a place where everyday people can speak their minds, especially when it comes to how their tax dollars are being spent. Miss Massey was doing exactly that. She wanted to discuss why the city attorney, who is one of the highest paid employees in the city, might get even a bigger paycheck. And she cited many examples why that probably shouldn't happen. But instead of allowing her to express her concerns, Mayor Hall quickly moved to shut her up. Why? Maybe because she was hitting on something that the mayor didn't want to talk about: potential corruption. This resident wasn't just making basic accusations. She was bringing up real issues about alleged violations of Arizona laws, conflict of interest, and failures by the city attorney to act on certain legal matters. Why would someone that has all these issues get a bigger paycheck? This attorney is already making a whole lot of money. These are serious claims that deserve attention, not dismissal. But instead of addressing them, the mayor hid behind the meeting rules, which in my opinion, those rules are unconstitutional. He claims that this resident was out of line, but this raised a big red flag. What is Mayor Hall trying to hide? It's not a stretch to think that the mayor felt threatened by what this resident was saying. She was connecting the dots that could expose some ugly truths about how the city is being run. The more she talked, the more it became clear that she was onto something that the mayor did not want to see the light of day. So what did he do? He used his power to silence her. And it wasn't just cutting off her mic. He took it a step further by having her physically removed from the meeting, having her arrested. Imagine being in her shoes. You're there to speak out for what's right, and suddenly you're being dragged out of the room. It's front and clear that if you criticize this administration, you will be silenced. This is the kind of behavior that we should all be worried about. When a mayor of any city in this country or any public official starts to act like they're above being questioned, it's a sign that something is seriously wrong. This resident was doing exactly what any responsible citizen should do, holding her local government accountable. But instead of being met with respect and consideration, she was treated like a troublemaker. She was treated like a criminal. And why? Because she was getting too close to something that the mayor did not want to deal with? Let's speculate for a moment. If this city attorney is so amazing that deserves all these raises, as the Mayor Hall might want us to believe, then why he was so quick to shut down any discussion about him? Could it be more to the story? Maybe some shady dealings or questionable decisions that the mayor doesn't want to come out publicly. It sure seems that way. Otherwise, why not let her speak? If there's nothing to hide, then there's nothing to fear from a little public scrutiny. Obviously, there's something going on that he doesn't want the public to know. Maybe there's something about protecting his own position, or maybe there's something about covering up for what the city attorney has done. Either way, it's a bad look, and one should make everyone in Surprise, Arizona ask some tough questions. And this kind of abuse of power is happening everywhere. The more I look at some of these public meetings and how the mayors behave, it's up to all of us to make sure that this doesn't happen. When public officials start silencing critics instead of listening to them, democracy takes a hit. And that's something that we cannot afford to let slide. It's time for the residents of Surprise and anyone who cares about fairness and justice to demand better. Public meetings are supposed to be for the public, not those in power to pat each other on the back. If Mayor Hall thinks that he can get away with shutting people up whenever he feels like it, he's going to continue to do the same thing. If we let this kind of behavior slide, it's only going to encourage more of the same. So let's take this lesson. If something doesn't smell right in your local government, you need to speak up loudly and clearly. And if those in power try to silence us, we need to push back even harder. But what do you guys think about this situation? Let me know. Put in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.